It is Lunch with Louie. Derek Benigni, Tyler Jackson, Mike Radisa joining us here. Bar Louie every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Mike, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, so first things first, Ontario boy, talk about your love of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Die hard is the best way to put it. Unfortunately, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we've had a couple rough years here, but getting the first overall pick and Austin Matthews and a couple of the other CHL prospects we got coming up, things are looking bright for the Leafs. So I'll stick with them for a couple more years and see what happens.
Yeah, in our family, it's you're either a Maple Leaf fan or a Red Wing fan, and I've thrown my daughter, who was 4 at the time, out in the snow because she was echoing my "Go Leafs Go" chant in the family room with "No Leafs No."
Oh, there you go.
That's the way we raise them.
Oh yeah.
Growing up, favorite Leaf, playing in the street or playing on the pond. Who did you think you were scoring the game-winning goal as Matt Sundin, or who was it?
There were a lot of good Leafs growing up. I was a big Doug Gilmour fan.
Okay.
Growing up, I was a smaller kid, so the fact that I could watch him be a smaller guy in the NHL and kind of dominate in ways that was just so impressive. He was definitely a role model that I looked up to.
You played in the OJHL, and to me it's an amazing thing. You've been to all the ice surfaces here in Evansville, all 3 of them, and then here in the greater Toronto area where you're growing up, 22 teams playing this high junior A level hockey. Tell us a little bit about growing up and playing in the OJHL, and how does it work? Like, is there like districts like we have in football where the teams can draft you from, or is it a sign-up thing? How does that all work?
So the OJHL was a great experience. One of the premier leagues in Ontario. It's either that or junior B. So in terms of development to get to the next level, whether it was the OHL or NCAA, was great for me personally. How it works is pretty much. Teams are located within a town, so Evansville would have its own junior team, and then you just play other towns. There was no draft. You were signed to a card, is what they called it, which is your contract. But yeah, like you said, we had about 22 teams. I think they've cut down actually now to 18 or 19 teams. But yeah, it was a great league, and it's something I was very, very fortunate to take part of.
Now, just taking a quick look through the hockey database, you played with a former Evansville Iceman one year in Tyson Fawcett. Did you know Tyson? And did you have any contact with him when you were coming down here to ask him about the town or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. So I played with Tyson my second year junior in a town called Orangeville. And then after that, we both kind of went our separate ways, just to different teams. But actually, I had no idea he stopped by here until a couple weeks ago. I think I was talking to J-Mac, actually, was here when he was here. So we kind of got talking about that, and I'm going to reach out to Tyson now and kind of pick his brain a little bit about the city. But yeah, no, he was a great player.
And then just looking around, Daniel Vernace, Andrew Derigo played with you, as well as Chase Neuendijk. And I think you ran into him in Fayetteville, correct?
Yep. So yeah, there's a bunch of guys that I play with that are kind of scattered throughout the SPHL, which is awesome. Vernace was my roommate here before he was traded, and then we and Derigo and Vernace and Neuendijk actually both played in the OJ and Trent together. So I know a bunch of the guys out here, which always makes it fun when you're going up against guys that you played against.
And I asked this question to Brad Ford.
Oh, yeah, video.
Bert, sorry, man. Playing in the OJHL, who was the best player you played against or with? Or a lot of top 5 players coming out of that league.
Yeah, there were a lot of good ones. I played against the kid Devin Shore, who's now at the Dallas Stars. I think he went to Maine on a scholarship. He was just hands down up and down the ice better than everybody else, bigger, stronger, faster. So every time we played his team, which was in a town called Whitby, Ontario, you always knew he was going to do something special. But other than that, there's some guys I grew up playing hockey with in midget that actually are on the Leafs now, which is pretty exciting. So I get to.
Who's that?
Peter Holland.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, him, and I know Frank Corrado.
Okay.
And a couple other guys. So it's always it's fun to kind of keep track of guys you played with and see where they are and kind of follow them.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool thing, being from the Toronto area, seeing those guys make that big step.
Yeah.
Having grown up and played my hockey in Evansville, Indiana, I haven't really had the same luxury. Just telling, the guys that we don't really send too many guys to the show around
there you go.
here, but
It's coming.
So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, it's definitely neat.
Any other, growing up, playing in the rink, were you also a pond hockey player, and any other teams? Were you an OHL guy as well? You near Brampton, or I didn't know how that all worked out.
Yeah, so growing up, my dad always made the backyard rink, kind of standard Canadian kid story, I guess. I had a younger brother as well, so we always would try to get him out as, learn how to skate and stuff. And then when we moved to Caledon, actually we had a pond in our backyard, which was perfect. It just frees over all the time. So we did a lot of that, which looking back now, I'm grateful for, because it kind of teaches you just little, skills and tricks here that you don't really learn in a full practice. In terms of the OHL, I grew up watching the Brampton Battalion a lot.
My favorite jersey of all time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the
old
troops, the green, the green helmets. Yeah, they were fan favorites, and a lot of good hockey players rolled through there. Guys like Matt Duchene and stuff were there when I was younger, so it was fun to kind of watch them and see kind of how they went about their business. I was never an OHL guy, and I thought if I was going to play hockey, I'd like to get an education out of it, and the best way to do that, I thought, was to go through the OJHL and then hopefully the NCAA.
And then bringing that up about going college hockey route, is there fun in the locker room with the college guys versus the non-college guys, or is that not a big issue?
Yeah, no, it's always. I mean, I think guys put it aside. You learn quickly when you're on teams that guys come from everywhere, all parts of the where Canada, U.S., all different leagues and whatnot. So there's never really a problem with it. You always try and keep it as much fun as you can.
Yeah, years ago I was with a team that was perfectly 9 college guys, 9 junior guys.
Oh, yeah.
And so they had, ping pong and everything else, they automatically had sides.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
it was always you have to represent us junior guys, you got to represent us college guys. So the college guys would get on the marker board and put up the question of the day. And the junior guys had to try and answer it. So you played in Plattsburgh, in New York, 2014-2015. The team goes 26-2. Your final year, 24-3. A couple of solid hockey clubs there. Talk a little bit about your college experience as well as playing for a decent Plattsburgh team.
Yeah, it was great. The hockey program there is top notch. It was one of the reasons why I decided to go there. The facilities and the coaching staff. We had a few great years. We were a pretty young team my freshman year, but as I kind of went through my sophomore, junior, and senior class, we got better and better. Unfortunately, our senior year, even with the great record, we got upset in our conference finals and didn't get an NCAA bid, which still a little bitter about, but nice. I'll find a day to get over that. But no, my 4 years there was great, and I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Former Evansville Iceman, and he is now the head coach of the Junior Thunderbolts, is Dylan Clark, and he played 4 years at Plattsburgh as well. So I didn't know if he was coming out just as you were coming in. He tells me that there's a statue to him on campus. I'm not sure if I buy that or not. Have you been able to talk to him a little bit?
Yeah, so he was the one who called me probably in midsummer and talked to me about the opportunity here in Evansville, with being Plattsburgh alumni. So he was a couple years before me, but Coach always kind of talked about him, and I knew who he was, and I think he put up some pretty good numbers. So he's definitely one of the main reasons why I'm down here. And at the beginning of the year, I was skating with the junior team a little bit, so I got a chance to talk to him, and he helped me out and give me some pointers about the town and whatnot. But as far as the statue go, I don't know. I didn't run into it in my 4 years. So
I'll verify. I do an interview with him during our home game, so I'll ask him about it.
Probably tucked in the library somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You were talking about, missing that bid for the NCAA tournament. On the flip side, what's one of the best hockey moments you've had on ice?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably my junior year at Plattsburgh. We beat our toughest rivals, Oswego State, in our conference SENIAC finals at home. So the place was packed. We beat them 2-1 or something, and just to go through that experience with the guys that you've kind of grown up for a couple years was extremely special. And then obviously to get to the NCAA tournament, which I've never been to before, and see all the kind of the media hype around it and stuff was something I don't think I'll ever forget.
So we have Thanksgiving right around the corner, American Thanksgiving at least. Talk a little bit about the similarities, differences between Canadian Thanksgiving, which happens mid-October, American Thanksgiving here at the end of November.
Yeah, a lot of similarities. Obviously it's a good time to spend with your families and your loved ones, and eat a whole bunch of food and kind of fall in that food coma. A few differences, the Black Friday followed after Thanksgiving, and all the shopping that goes on is different. I think it's a bit of a bigger deal here in the States. Not that it's not, in Canada, but Canadians love the winter and Christmas and whatnot. So Thanksgiving is a little more low key back home.
So is it turkey and mashed potatoes, or is it turkey and poutine?
People probably wish it was turkey and poutine, but I think most houses got do turkey and mashed potatoes.
Back in the ECHL days, not Reading, Elmira, the Elmira Jackals, and on their concession stand is poutine. And they have a brewery attached to the arena as well, so you can get craft brew made and poutine. It's a nice stop.
I doubt they have problems drawing people into the arena.
Exactly. Right?
Get a brewery going.
Yeah.
So I forgot to ask this one to Bert, but hockey's big on scars and going in battle like that. You got any cool scars like that?
You know what? I don't, unfortunately, and I've almost kind of started to wish I had one to tell a good story. My mom would probably hate that I'm saying that, but I don't. Scars, you get your standard kind of shoulder injuries. My junior year at Plattsburgh, I tore my MCL and ACL, so that's kind of my biggest scar, if you want to call it. But so far most of my teeth are still intact in my mouth, so we're going strong. I'll knock on the table for them.
You guys are in the midst of a 5-game road trip. Finish it up here with Peoria, and in my experiences, there's like 3 guys on the bus. There's the guy that just sleeps the whole time. There's the movie watcher guy, and then there's the card player guy. So which one are you? Which group do you kind of roll with?
You know what? I enjoy the movies. I think it's just a good way to kind of pass time, and a lot of the guys come up with some pretty funny movies. Never been a real big card guy. I'm trying to get into it because a lot of the guys here play cards, and it seems pretty entertaining. You can always kind of hear them yell and scream from the back of the bus if something good going on. So yeah, definitely probably the movie watcher for sure.
So if you're the movie guy, what movie do you quote the most?
Oh, there's a bunch. There's The Wedding Crashers is one of my favorite movies, so I'm always quoting that one. Happy Gilmore is another one of my favorites. So there's a few good ones that we're always kind of quoting.
That's all I got until the game. You got anything else?
No, I believe that'll do it.
All right. Are you ready to play the game?
I'm ready.
Here we go. And remember, disclaimer, this is not to make fun of our hockey players. This is to make fun of the internet and the trivia and, as we've learned, wrong things that you can find on it. So, first question, Mike, when were you born?
June 13th, 1991.
That is correct. We would have also taken September 13th, 1991. So there is that. All right. Speaking of the OJHL, who won the Sutherland Cup in 1954, 1955, the first ever year of the OJHL? Was it the Owen Sound Grays, the Paris Red Shirts, or the Woodstock Warriors?
Ooh, I'm going to go Owen Sound.
No, it was the Woodstock Warriors.
Okay.
All right. The Plattsburgh mascot, the Redbirds, the Cardinals, or the Friars?
Definitely the Cardinals.
It is the Cardinals. Plattsburgh was originally the Plattsburgh Normal School, University of Plattsburgh Normal School, but it was destroyed in 1929. Was it destroyed by fire, flood, Germans, or a snowstorm?
I'm gonna go with fire.
It was destroyed by a fire. One of the things that made it bad, I guess they were known for their well-oiled floors.
Yeah,
And
okay.
the boiler fire caught it on fire, and then all the well-oiled floors went up. They
Just
said
like
the place
that.
was engulfed in 30 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
You mentioned the Plattsburgh-Oswego rivalry. After the first goal, the Plattsburgh fans throw on the ice rats, octopus, beach balls, or tennis balls.
Tennis balls.
Yes,
That's a
tennis
good
balls.
time.
Do you know why? Wikipedia didn't.
You know what? It started, I don't know the full story, but in Oswego, when they score the first goal, they throw bagels. So I think when it came back to Plattsburgh, they wanted to do something bigger and or more tough than bagels. And I think it got shut down pretty quick, so they resorted to tennis balls.
All right, on the campus of Plattsburgh, Omega Phi Beta, is that a fraternity or a sorority?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Sorority.
It is a sorority. Okay, this actor, Tim Robbins, a graduate of Plattsburgh, which one of these movies is not a Tim Robbins movie? Shawshank Redemption, Bull Durham, Expendables, or Top Gun?
Expendables.
Yes, you are correct. All right. Did you have more points in college or the OJHL?
Ooh, I'm going to say the OJHL.
You did. 53 points in the OJHL, 42 points in college. Which playoffs did you have the most points in? 9-10 with Streetsville, Orangeville, or Trenton?
Ooh, couldn't have been either way. I'm going to go Trenton.
You are correct. 4 points in the Trenton playoff run. And last question, did you have more points as a sophomore or as a senior?
Ooh, I'm going to go with, I was real close. Sophomore, I think.
Yes, you are correct. 14 points as a sophomore, 13 points as a senior. We are Bar Louie every Tuesday afternoon. Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.